This is Unit 3, Chapter 5, Lesson 7, Subtracting Algebraic Expressions. Here's Mrs. Purdue.
Hi, today we are going to talk about subtracting algebraic expressions. So your I can statement is, I can subtract algebraic expressions by combining like terms. Here are your target problems, but we'll come back to them so you don't have to write them down, okay? Your first example is right here. So we have a quantity 5x minus 9 minus the quantity of 2x plus 7. What we need to do first is we're going to use the additive inverse. So the first thing we should do is add the opposite. So every time you have a subtraction sign, we should add the opposite. So I'm going to rewrite this using the additive inverse. So we're going to make this plus negative 9. I'm also going to take this and use this as additive inverse because I need to make sure that I distribute this negative to everything on the inside of the parentheses. So I'm going to add the opposite here, and in parentheses I'm going to put 2x plus 7. Now, the 1 hides a lot in math. So here we have one quantity of this 2x plus 7, so I need to put a 1 here because I need to make sure I distribute this to both numbers on the inside of the parentheses. So when I do this, now that I've added the opposite, I'm going to distribute this negative 1 to everything on the inside of the parentheses over here. And I'm going to rewrite this problem so that it says negative 2x plus negative 7. And I'm going to bring down this quantity here. I don't have anything to distribute here, so I'm just going to go ahead and rewrite it using the parentheses. So 5x plus negative 9, and in parentheses, plus, and now you have this in parentheses. All I did was take this negative and distribute it to everything on the inside of the parentheses. Once I have it situated where I distributed that negative, I'm going to rewrite it going up and down, just like we did when we added the algebraic expressions. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to write this first quantity on top, so 5x plus negative 9, and I'm going to add negative 2x plus negative 7. So now I can look at my numbers and I can add negative 9 plus negative 7 to give me negative 16. And I'm going to be bringing down the addition sign. And now I have 5x plus negative 2x, which gives me 3x. Now remember, I cannot combine these because they are not like terms. So this is my answer. Okay, let's try example number 2. Example number 2 is another subtraction sign. So remember, every time you have subtraction, you need to add the opposite. So here, I'm just going to rewrite it so that it says 4x plus negative 3. I'm going to add the opposite here, and I'm going to put a 1 in front of the parentheses here. So it looks like I have one quantity of x plus negative 3. Now, before I start lining them up going vertically, I have to distribute this negative 1. So this becomes negative 1x plus, and now I have a negative times a negative, which gives me positive 3. I'm going to keep it in parentheses, bring down your addition sign here, and I'm going to rewrite this as 4x plus negative 3. I'm going to keep that in parentheses. Now that I distributed this negative, I can line them up going vertically. So I'm going to take the 4x plus negative 3, and I'm going to add this negative 1x plus 3. And if you look over here, I have negative 3 and positive 3, and together we call that a zero pair. So we can just write 0 down here, just for now. And now we can work with our x terms. We have 4x plus negative 1x, which gives us 3x plus 0. We don't really need to put this plus 0, so our answer can just be written as 3x. Let's try one more, and then we'll come back to our target problems. Example number 3. This one here, if you notice, you have a subtraction, and then a negative. So what you're going to do is you're going to do the same thing we've been doing. Add the opposite, add the opposite. So I'm going to rewrite this so that we have 2x plus negative 4. I'm going to add the opposite, and I'm going to put a 1 in front of that set of parentheses. So now we have negative 2x plus 2. So now I'm going to distribute this negative to everything on the inside of the parentheses. So this becomes positive 2x, and then you have negative times a positive, which gives you negative 2. And now I'm going to bring down my plus sign, and I'm going to bring this down here, so it says 2x plus negative 4, and keep it in parentheses. So you still have your two quantities. The only thing I did was distribute this negative 1. Now I can rewrite them going up and down. I'm going to start on the left side with this quantity and put it in on top. So you have 2x plus negative 4 plus, and now you have 2x plus negative 2. You can put these in parentheses if you want, just to separate your plus sign from your negative sign. So now you're going to work your way down. So negative 4 plus negative 2 gives us negative 6. Bring down your plus sign, and we have 2x plus 2x, which gives us 4x. Now remember, we cannot combine these because they are not like terms. This negative 6 doesn't have an x. So this is your answer. So now let's go back to our target problems, okay? Your target problem is right here. We have 2x minus 4 minus negative x minus 5. Remember to add the opposite and line them up vertically. For those of you who want to try this challenge problem, we made a challenge problem here where you have the perimeter and you have to find the missing length. Good luck.